So your contract is similar to Heather Hardy's contract. I know she has just started with Bellator. She's 1-0. She's about to fight on October 20th. She's a boxer. She can box if she wants to. And I've heard that she is on your radar. And I've heard that you have asked to fight her. Now let's get into this. Is this true? And was Bellator made aware of this? Did they try to make this fight happen? What's the story here?
Yeah, no, Bellator is 100%. They totally understand the magnitude of how much I would love to have a matchup like that with her. A lot of people would say, well, she has the titles, and I've won a couple world titles that were in the same league. And I was like, no, there's an actual difference. Like, I've won actual legitimate titles. Like, I don't have international, the word international on my title, if that, you know what I mean? So I think, a fight matchup like that between me and Heather Hardy would be something that, the crowd would definitely want to pay interest to. And I definitely want to make a statement in terms of, like, there is a difference. There is a difference where you don't fight in your hometown all the fucking time. Like, I'm a road warrior. I have to travel all the fucking time. My first pro debut, and it's so serendipitous how I'm at a Golden Boy Promotions card. I started out with Golden Boy Promotions, and because I was originally anyway, that's a different story. But as a pro debut, 0-0, I had to fight a girl who had 11 pro fights, winning record, had already fought for the title a couple times. This girl was experienced. I'm like, great. That's who I have to match up with. It's not like, I have some setup fights or anything. My fights have been highly competitive, which is why a lot of, like, TV networks over in the Philippines, they want to buy my fights. It's like, hey, let's go and get paid. It's like, I'm going to have these competitive fights. Like, I went to Argentina. I had 40,000 people watching that fight between me and this other chick for a title defense. You know what I mean? I go over to Canada. I've done so many different things in the sport. And I'm like, record on record, if you want to see the true story, just look it up. I've invested a lot of my time, a lot of my efforts. I surrounded myself with the right people. I mean, it's it's great for anyone to say, he's like, yeah, I've gotten to work with Freddie Roach. I was like, bitch, you know what that means? I mean, it's not just being able to use his name, but, like, Freddie will kick your ass. And like, I remember I had to live like a monk. I would be at the gym all fucking day. In the morning, Freddie would want me there. He would train me right before he had to train Pacquiao. When Pacquiao had to get ready for his fights. And and the thing is like, I always had to put on my A game. It's like, there's no excuses. Whether I was tired from having, like, hard ass rounds with Rodel Mayal, who was competing at that time, fucking knockout artist. And I'm going, one-on-one with a man who wants to beat my ass, and I'm like, I got to learn real quick, but I can't have that baggage and moving on to the next day when Freddie is telling me, put your goddamn hand up. Cause I remember one time, man, I was just super tired, but I was really trying to push myself. I was like really, really, like, throwing, like, my body was just, just that synapses, where I'm thinking, okay, let's throw a punch. There was, like, this long delay, you know what I mean? I'm like, I was having those type of days. And then the one time Freddie caught me with my hand low, he straight up whacked me. He went boom. And I swear, that man could still fucking punch, because my ear was ringing. It was ringing for the rest of the mid-session. I was like, man, this is no joke. But at the end of it, I also had to know, it's like, I'm a woman in a male-dominated sport. How many women? Now, at that time, it's changed a lot now. There's a lot more women in the gym. But I remember at that time, there wasn't a lot. So I had to make sure that I protected my spot to have Freddie invest the time to work with me, where it's not just 4 rounds, but how many rounds I had for my fight, and to where he can actually, like, invest that time with me, because I had to go up against people like Amir Khan, against Cesar Chavez Jr., all these high-level guys. And I'm like, you know what? There was this one time, I remember, Freddie was mad at some of these A-list fighters. I'm not even going to mention their names, but he did them back to back to back to back, and I had to be the last one. I swear. As soon as I jumped in, Freddie run me so hard, because I think he was like, you motherfuckers, is like, why are you being so slow? It's like, this girl's been waiting her time, and Freddie was like kicking my ass, but I was like, man, I feel like Freddie's trying to, like, make a statement right now. He's trying to have everyone up their A game. You know what I mean? So anyway, what I'm trying to say is I would like to make a statement and show that there is a difference. And when people start looking at the record, then you're looking at it all wrong. It's all about the story. And if you don't understand the story, then you need to do a little bit more research, and that's what I really love about a lot of these boxing fans. I was over here with my friend, Marcos Villegas, the other day, and we were doing like this live stream on Facebook for Fight Hub, and we were just going at it. And a lot of the comments that would stream up, and I was a little bit proud, because I've been in boxing for so long, but a lot of these comments that a lot of these people were making, it was just so detailed, and I'm like, you know what? There's a lot of respect. Thank you for actually taking the time to actually educate yourself educate yourself in a sport that's very hard to understand. Like, you have to live it. You have to invest the time to and do the research to actually know what's going on. You know what I mean? So yeah, having a matchup between me and that girl. Oh, I think it's something that people would love to do. It's something that I would love to do. Let's go and do it.
Heather's going to fight Christina Williams at Bellator 185 on October 20th at Mohegan Sun, and I'll be there covering that event. Was that fight offered to you at all? Was that fight thrown in your direction? I know that you said you wanted to fight her and everything, but was that offered to you?
No, we tried. We were asking. I mean, come on, don't you think it would have been fun? It would have been great. We would have had our MMA fight. Maybe later on in the year we could have a boxing match. We can go back and forth. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and see. And for me, what I love is just being able to have someone who is getting a spotlight, and then me just doing my thing, and then if we can get two people who have like their own fan base just get together and throw a fight. It's like, let's fucking do it. More women need to do that shit anyway. It's like the guys can't have all the fun.
Is there any chance you may be taking a trip to Mohegan on October 20th? I mean, that's a big event. You got a friend of yours and King Mo fighting on that card. He's fighting Liam McGarry. Heather's fighting. That's kind of a big deal. Gegard Mousasi's making his debut. That's a big deal. That's a big time event. Is there any chance you're going to be making a trip out there to maybe do some scouting in some way and kind of hang out with some friends at the same time?
Yeah, no, that would be a lot of fun, right? Well, I had to be over on that side anyway at the end of the month in October, so we just may see. I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun for a lot of people to check out. So yeah, hold on to that thought.
Now you get to see what I actually look like if that happens. Maybe we'll sit down face to face. But we only have a few minutes left, and I appreciate the time. Does this fight happen? You versus Heather Hardy. I mean, I have a hard time believing that it won't, in my opinion. I think that's a very fun fight to build and mark it up a little bit. If it happened on October 20th, you're damn right I'd be watching it. You're damn right I'd be excited about it. But if we build this thing up and tell the stories and do everything that you kind of want to do to kind of explain the differences here. I mean, it's September 16, 2017. Does Ana Julaton versus Heather Hardy happen by this time next year?
Oh, it needs to happen. I'll tell you what, if it's going to happen, or if it's not going to happen, it won't be from our end. I'll say that 100%. So, and I'm just going to say it because I'm a fighter, I mean, this is what I do. This is what I live and breathe and do. And right now, she ends up, if Hardy's going to be someone that a lot of people want to talk about, it's like, all right, let's go and match it up. Like, a lot of people like to talk about me. People want to talk about her. But what I would love to do is make a statement and show everyone the difference. You know what I mean? And so I think that's what I'm destined to do. That's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's just the fight game.